Welcome back to the Happy Place Diaries. My name's Chunk. Hey, thanks for joining us. We really appreciate you coming around. Thanks for subscribing if you've already done so. And if you haven't done so, there's a little button at the corner of the screen. You can click that at any time and subscribe to the channel. If you find yourself liking what we're doing here, give us a thumbs up. And we really appreciate you coming along our journey with us, which is what this video is all about. This video is all about our journey and not letting someday get away from us. So, I'm quickly becoming a believer in things happen for a reason, and when they start happening, they just keep coming. So lately, we have been seeing a lot of videos out there that are talking about finding your someday. In fact, there's even a YouTube channel called Finding Your Someday. And they're a family that just kind of picked up and got the kids, got the RV, and took off because there's no sense waiting for someday to happen. And, there's a lot of channels out there that are talking about this finding your someday idea. And I think that's kind of where we are right now. And I think we found our someday. And I think it started for us about 2 years ago when I started talking about my retirement. And I had already retired from the Army, and now I was going to finally retire for good. And so the conversation was, what are we waiting for? Are we waiting for the kids to be grown? Well, they're grown. Are we waiting for us to have enough money? We have enough money. What are we waiting for? Are we waiting for someday to hurry up and get here? Someday is now. We have to live our someday now. And there's something very freeing about taking control of our lives and living our someday. And that's where we are. So we're living our someday right now. And I tell you, there's so much freedom in that. Knowing that we don't have to wait for tomorrow to get here, because tomorrow might not come. As some of you know, or many of you know, or some of you might not know, I served in the Army and had the fortune of spending the latter part of my Army career deployed in support of Operation Iraqi Freedom. And by in support of, I was the command sergeant major of an infantry battalion in a combat role over in Iraq. And I'm not saying that to get comments or anything. I'm just sharing that because once you experience that, it changes your outlook on pretty much how you live your life. And I came home a completely different person. Within reason, at least I have a different outlook on life. The comment was made by a friend of mine last week that I don't take anything serious. That's not true. I take a lot of things serious, but the silly little things I don't take serious. I don't take serious trivial things in life. I don't take serious the things that a lot of people get wrapped around the axle over, because life is just too short for that. And that falls in line with our someday kind of philosophy, if you will, that if you sit around and wait for it to come, it's never going to get here. And so we took control of that. And I went ahead and retired last November with the understanding that things are going to be good. You know, we had the financial situation was going to be taken care of. Healthcare was taken care of. Our kids are grown up. We were standing on the threshold of becoming a grandparent for the first time, or grandparents for the first time. And so we wanted to have time and availability for that. We wanted to be able to hook up the trailer whenever we wanted to and just go. Now, Teresa's still working, but it's kind of flexible. You know, she has some flexibility, I should say. And so we decided that someday was now. And we're going to take advantage of that. In the week that I was retiring, a bunch of retirees came in, and which is pretty much customary. And I had a chance to sit down and chat with a couple of them. And one of them in particular was a guy that I worked with for years. And he retired about 5 years ago. And he retired with 40 years of service at the company. And I retired when I was eligible. Actually, I retired 6 months after my eligibility. And he said, knowing what he knew now, he would have retired when he was eligible. And had that extra 10 years that he could have been doing things that he wanted to do in retirement rather than waiting. And while he doesn't have regrets, had he done it different, you know, the way he put it was, you know, it's amazing how much older you get in 10 years. And it's amazing the things that you want to go see and do and be that grandparent and be all of those things without restriction. And I really took a lot of stock in what he had to say. And that really, me walking away and retiring, made so much more sense, because we're in that position now that we love spending time with our grandson, and we love the freedom of, you know, hooking up and going wherever we want to. And, you know, I guess we're going to test that this summer. We're going to hook up, and we're leaving for a whole month this summer. And it's something that we've never been able to do before because of kids, or because of money, or because of time, or because of schedules, or because of whatever. And we've always waited on someday we're going to do that. Well, someday is now. And so we've found our someday. And I guess the purpose of this video is not to go nah, 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 nah. The purpose of this video is to get everybody thinking that way. To get everybody thinking about, don't let someday be so far away that you never get there. And don't let someday become a place that you can never go to. Don't let somebody or something or an organization or stuff get in the way of finding your someday. Because someday is now. And I know there's a popular country song that, you know, if tomorrow never comes, and that goes back to that, my time in Iraq and really my time in the Army, that pulled me away from the family. You know, working for UPS, you know, how many Christmases did I miss? In fact, it was funny because right before I retired, my boss asked me, so what are you going to do? And I retired in November. I retired the last day that you were eligible to retire before the peak season lockdown. And I said, the very first thing we're going to do is we're going to have a Christmas. Because between the Army and UPS, I hadn't had a Christmas in 30 years. Yeah, we got to celebrate Christmas, but we didn't get to celebrate Christmas. And we did this year. And it was the first of many more to come that we really celebrated. We had all the family here, and it was fun, and it was great. And we loved it. And we got matching pajamas for everybody. And unfortunately, the kids' house burned down right before Christmas, so they were actually living with us. And so we had everybody home, and it was fabulous. It was a perfect way to celebrate our first real Christmas. But we can't let somebody, or we can't let some day dictate how we live, and so we're not doing that. We've taken control, and I know so many people that don't. I know so many people. I went to a retirement briefing, and they were saying that, and I don't know if this is true or not. Comment if it is. That the average retiree lives about 5 years before they die, and I don't want that to happen. I'm way too young for that, and I think a lot of it is that they get bored, or they don't have any purpose in their life anymore, or they don't have meaning. And so I think by going early and having a lot of life left, we have found purpose, and we have a direction that we want, and we're driven by this desire to have a really great second half journey. And here we are. So I guess the message is, don't let tomorrow or someday be so far away that you never get there. And like I said, there's a lot of channels out there talking about this now. And so maybe it's serendipity or something that says that we should embrace what we have and be thankful for everything that we have and the ability to live the life that we have, and live our someday right now, because there's no guarantees for tomorrow. There's absolutely no guarantees for tomorrow. So we are going to invest in every day and make every day count. And that's going to be us on our journey of happiness. And that's kind of why we are journaling our happy place. Because our happy place is between here and here. And we want our someday to be every day. Tell me about it. Tell us about it. Hey, if you have not yet subscribed to the channel, please do so. We're still on that quest to get to 100. And we're close. And I want to thank everybody that's jumped on board with us. And if you like the video, give us a thumbs up. If you like the video and you think somebody could benefit from our channel, please share the channel with somebody. And just keep watching. Hopefully the content gets better. We're gearing up for this big trip next month, and we are looking forward to it. It is going to be so cool. We actually added a day. Kind of looked at the calendar and the mileage. Added a day. That's going to be a great trip for us, and we're going to take you along every mile and every landmark with us. So stay tuned for that. That's going to be a lot of fun for us. And with that, find your happy place, live your someday today, and we will see you in the next video.
This old time, just put it all behind. Remember, you and I would always find somewhere